ingesting and beginning to radiate. And, I can feel it. You're about 97 right now, and you're almost up at the top. And then you could explain to people what up at the top means for you. I'm not saying this is necessarily true with everyone. This is a person that we actually didn't even have any plans to work with Plato today, although he's a great subject. It's just that he was there, and I knew that he would. I thought there was a very good chance he would sense it. And so what we're doing now is we're getting a sort of a blow-by-blow description of exactly what's going on. Okay, Plato, you're fully saturated now. You can stop.
That's what I thought. I don't want to drink any more water.
And by the way, for folks out there, a lot of times your body will say, listen, enough of this. And that's going to be right at the full saturation point. Now, the chances are you're a little bit oversaturated at this point and might feel a little bit full, a little bit overly energized. But remember, everyone, that this will wear down over a period of time, and you'll have to resaturate. And really, resaturation in a truly saturated way would only take place over a number of days. So, you saturate up. I would suggest for most of you that you not take it more than once in the morning and once in the, let's say, early to middle afternoon. You do not want to take it before you go to bed. Otherwise, you'll get it discovered that you don't need to sleep that night, or at least not very much, and that may kind of throw you off a little bit. So you got to be careful when you take it. The best time to take your full load is in the morning when you get up, and that way it'll start building in there. You'll be able to feel it, and maybe take one more little pop before you go to work or whatever, and then in the afternoon, if you can remember, take another. Now, can you explain to us exactly how you're feeling?
Well, the buzzy sensation is beginning to wear down, and
yes.
And the image that's in my mind that I would use to explain the sensation is sort of like it feels like in a chapel, like when you're sitting in like a cathedral or a church, and it's got that sort of condensed openness.
Yes.
That's
beautiful.
Yeah, the image.
Do you also feel energized as well?
Yeah, the energy is, I have a lot of energy to begin with, but drinking this kind of made the energy stream more through my arms and legs. It's like it gets things moving, so it's not so quiet.
And remember, everyone, that this is simply water that was created at a distance from Prescott, Arizona, which is a little town in Arizona, about a mile in the air. And I've got this fellow in New York City that's feeling this, drinking the water, and receiving this. So if I could do that at New York, I think there's a pretty good chance I can do it anywhere, which I can. And what that means to everyone is that you'll all be hooked up in a system where you can utilize this energized water in a very, very efficacious and pure way. We don't have to add anything to it. We don't have to play games. All you do is just follow the procedure, pop, you're set for the week, and it's right on down the road. The difference in cost is like nothing. It's literally no cost compared to the other types of things. And frankly, I just don't think there's any competition. So Kevin and I, after we've, I let Kevin get a feeling for what was going on, and, we've talked about over a period of time, think that it's a product that really people will really like. Now, what I would like to do is just change the subject just for a moment and talk about how to use this distance energy stuff to really zap out things that that are bothering you. I've talked to a lot of people over this last week, and I get a common theme among all of them. They're depressed. And that comes in all kinds of forms, but really what it is they feel, I'm talking about new people that are coming in to the program. They feel this hopelessness, this incredible hopelessness of what's going on as the government is essentially defacing the currency and causing massive disjointedness in the economy. We've gone over it in various presentations essentially since 1971. The United States has been off the gold standard, and at first the government did not deface the currency really rapidly, and now, of course, it's becoming an addiction, and they're trying to continue to jack the economy up and keep themselves in power, I would say, which is, fine. That's what governments do. It's been going on throughout history, which is okay. Doesn't make any difference. It shouldn't make any difference to us. This is being done by continuing to deficit spend. For some people, for some reason, individuals in government have decided they can repeal the laws of economics, and I hope that works out for them. But just in case it doesn't, we have very, very good antidotes for that. And as you know, the distance energy removes negative emotions, depressions, to a very large extent, we hope for most of you. The water is going to be able to do that. Obviously, the wands are extremely powerful, as we've demonstrated in other presentations. Also, though, it's nice to have a couple of little techniques that I think are fairly useful in operating in this way, in reducing things by concentrating the energy using your mind. Now, it's my opinion that each and every one of us are creating our own reality. Our ability to create a positive reality is directly proportional to how much negativity we remove from our aura and how much we can focus the power of the energy program, distance, whatever we're using, to aim and laser out negativity. And I think there are two really, really good ways to do this, and many of you have had this experience when you first started on the program, when I simply ask you to observe whatever your problem is, to hold it in your mind. And I think that's one of the easiest ways to do this, if there possibly is. Don't shove it into your subconscious. But if you've got a problem with your job, or you just got laid off, or you're worried about the economy, or some kind of conspiracy, or whatever it is that happens to be occupying your mind that's of a negative nature, is to recognize that it is negative energy and to simply observe it. In other words, anything that you're thinking that's negative, I don't care what it is incorrect. It's less than optimal. It's not incorrect, but it's less than optimal. So what you need to do is recognize that negativity, whatever it is. I don't care if it's your brother George, who's always been a jackass, or whatever it might be. That's a negative observation on your point, and it's totally unacceptable to your mental and emotional health and to your ascension health. So you observe this and observe it and observe it. As you observe it and call it by name by observing it, the machine will slowly but inexorably make it fade away. And what you have to do is hold it, and don't stop looking at it, but continue to hold it in your mind over and over and over again until you beat the problem with the help of the machine. Sometimes it'll take more time, and sometimes it'll take less time. Another meditative technique that really works well is, again, many of you, I've demonstrated this too and talked to you about it, the circle and arrow, where you simply put the circle around any place in your body that hurts. If it hurts, you probably have an emotional problem somewhere, a negativity problem. You put the circle around the place that hurts and an arrow in the place that's the most uncomfortable, and you focus the energy of the machine on that. And as you do, these things are going to disappear. So these are such simple techniques, but they're so incredibly effective at getting rid of these things. The circle and arrow technique is a fabulous meditative technique before you go to bed, or certainly what I use it mostly is in the morning when I get up. Are you hurting, Bill? Are you uptight anywhere? Does it manifest on your body? Put it on there, put it on there, put it on there, put it on there until it's gone. Another thing that will work that we'll utilize in the future is glass. There are certain kinds of glass that you can hold and literally vaporize things just by holding onto the glass. So each one of these things are techniques for you to concentrate the power of your mind in the fifth and sixth dimensional space. With the aid of the machine, you go there, remove the negativity, and manifest positive things coming in that produces a positive reality. And just remember that all of your reality is created by you in the now. Every negative aspect of your reality is created by you in the now. If you want to get rid of this stuff, you have to recognize it as negative. If you're not happy with your job, if you're not happy with your circumstances, you need to look at it, look at the negative aspects until it goes away, and you have at least a neutral, if not a positive feeling about your circumstances. So I would just say, Kevin, with those particular things, the new technology we have coming in, the elixirs, plus that the manifestation techniques, it should work very, very well for people. And I'm continuing to mention these things because they really do work, and you have to train yourself to be able to use them rather than sit there and suffer and get knocked around by what you perceive as negative circumstances, but are not really.
Now I've noticed a series series of